They're both incredibly competitive players.
Coming here to Indianapolis, that was one of the things I was most excited about, is getting an opportunity to play with her.
What a dive! Clark to Boston! Clark the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done! Touchdown Fever!
Behind the back again for Clark. Give her another assist.
I think with Caitlin and I, we're definitely looking to be a great guard post duo.
Hello guys, it's your channel TFD back at it again, and we've got breaking news coming straight out of the WNBA pipeline. I'm talking serious, behind-the-scenes type energy. Word is the owners held an emergency Zoom call with nearly 50 players, and they laid it out plain and simple. Get this deal signed by March 10th, or the 2026 schedule is in jeopardy. That's not smoke, that's pressure. The owners are frustrated. These negotiations over a 30% revenue share have hit a wall. Now listen, what Caitlin Clark did for the league? Massive, no debate. The attention, the ticket sales, the TV numbers, it all spiked. But some folks are trying to stretch that momentum into demands the owners clearly aren't ready to meet. And let's be real for a second. This isn't about Caitlin Clark. She is not the one in these boardroom battles. This feels like the old guard digging in, pushing hard, and not necessarily thinking about what the fans want to see, which is growth, excitement, and yes, Clark back on the court lighting it up for the Indiana Fever. Because here's the truth. Those box office numbers, that jersey money, that merch flying off shelves, Clark's impact is undeniable. You can respect stars like A'ja Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu, incredible talents, but the recent revenue surge has a clear catalyst. And while all this unfolds, reporters like Alexa Philippou over at ESPN are grinding, dropping update after update, keeping everybody informed. Bottom line, this is a pressure moment for the league. March 10th could shape the future of the WNBA. Buckle up. Alexa Philippou. Look, she just dropped again, but we gonna start right here. This right here is what we need to be talking about, because this is what just happened. Breaking. The WNBA told the WNBAPA and its teams today that a term sheet for a new CBA ought to be completed by March 10th for the 2026 schedule not to be impacted. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Oh yes, 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's the deadline. No more playing patty cake, no more dragging this thing out. The message is clear. Get the term sheet done by March 10th or the 2026 schedule could take a hit. That's coming straight from the league office, and folks like Alexa Philippou are putting it out there for everybody to see. You really think the owners are sweating? They're not. They're business people. They're looking at the numbers, the long game, the leverage. And with leadership connected to names like Adam Silver and Kathy Engelbert, this isn't random. This is strategic. 15 days. That's it. Stop the games, get it signed, or deal with the consequences. There's more said here. Alexa Philippou also said, over 50 WNBA players met today with league staff, its labor relations committee, and owners for a continued dialogue over their positions amid the now 16-month-long CBA talk. WNBAPA leadership will meet to discuss next steps, including a response to the WNBA's proposal from Friday. 16 months, you guys. This has been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. So the WNBAPA, they met with the WNBA owners today. They already got the WNBA's last proposal. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sign the damn CBA, or are you gonna come back with another bogus offer that is gonna make them lock your asses out? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It appears the WNBAPA bigwigs are gonna be having a meeting to discuss their next move. Okay, y'all really sit back and think about this. We've been dealing with these CBA negotiations for 16 months. That's almost 2 years. 2 years of back and forth, leaks, meetings, progress, and still no deal. If the owners are tired, the fans are tired. So how are the players not exhausted by this? If this was just about bigger contracts, that part is already moving in the right direction. Salaries are going up, team caps are going up, there's real money on the table. But this push for heavy revenue sharing, that's the sticking point. And from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like ownership is budging on that number. At some point, you've got to ask, why drag this out? Why risk the 2026 schedule? Why put the league in limbo when momentum is finally here? And let's be honest about something. The current wave of attention didn't just appear out of nowhere. Stars like Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson, and Kelsey Plum are elite talents, no doubt. But the long-term, mainstream spotlight? That's centered around Caitlin Clark. 10 years from now, who's still driving national buzz, endorsements, and headline numbers? Be real. Clark's brand is built for the long haul. So the question is simple. Sign the deal, secure the growth, and build from there. Or keep stalling and risk it all.
Okay, here it also says even once a deal is agreed upon, it could take weeks to ratify. Weeks. The WNBA still needs to conduct a 2-team expansion draft and hold free agency for 80% of the league. For 80% of the league. Here it says training camp is slated to begin April 19th, the college draft April 13th, the regular season May 8th. Training camp opens on the 19th, the draft hits on the 13th. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the clock is moving. There's no more cushion left on this thing. Time is ticking and a deal has to get done before this spills over into everything else. You can't be heading into draft week and training camp with this kind of uncertainty hanging over the league. That's not normal. That's pressure. And the wild part? This news just dropped, fresh, real time. So now everybody's watching. Owners, players, fans, all eyes on the calendar. Because the window to fix this, it's closing fast. Okay, look, this is serious. This isn't social media chatter. This is business. The owners are basically saying, we're not going to keep going back and forth forever. We're not playing games anymore. And honestly, you can feel the shift in tone. The Women's National Basketball Players Association put out messaging about money being dispersed, talking about millions flowing through the league. But let's slow down. Yes, revenue jumped this past season. Yes, attention spiked. And yes, Caitlin Clark had a massive impact on that growth. Ticket sales, merchandise, media buzz, all of that matters. But historically, the league has operated at a loss for years. That part can't just be ignored in negotiations. Now, here's where things get complicated. Players have pushed for upgrades, private travel, better housing standards, bigger salary pools. Private charter flights alone reportedly cost tens of millions annually. Housing stipends, expanded benefits, marketing commitments, all of that adds up. The owners are looking at the full expense sheet, not just the top-line revenue. From their perspective, they're saying, if we're covering the bills, we can't just hand over a huge slice off the top. And the breaking headline that's spreading everywhere? The Women's National Basketball Association told the union that a term sheet needs to be done by March 10th, or the 2026 schedule could be impacted. That's pressure. That's a clock being put on the wall. There was even a virtual meeting with more than 50 players that lasted nearly 2 hours. Weather issues reportedly forced it online. But the bigger issue is this. The sides are still far apart. Revenue sharing and housing remain the key sticking points. The league's latest proposal reportedly includes a percentage of net revenue and removes certain performance triggers. The union had previously asked for a percentage of gross revenue, starting higher, then adjusting slightly downward. That gap between gross and net? Yeah, that's massive in business terms. Gross is before expenses, net is after expenses. Owners prefer net, players want gross. That's the tug of war. Some fans feel the league finally has momentum and shouldn't risk it. Others believe the players are pushing for long overdue structural change. But what's clear is this. Time is running short. Training camp and draft timelines are approaching. Sponsors, broadcasters, and teams need clarity. The owners appear to be applying pressure, saying, let's stop dragging this out. The union is holding firm, arguing for a bigger share of growth. Somewhere in the middle is likely where this ends up, but getting there requires compromise. 2 weeks isn't long in labor negotiations, but it's long enough to make a statement. We'll keep watching, because whether you side with ownership or the players, one thing is certain. Everyone wants a season. Everyone wants basketball. Now it's about who blinks first. Tell me what you think. Don't forget like and subscribe.